Hi guys, Jane here, and I am focusing on making goals this month. It is the end of December, we're getting ready for January, and so I'm focusing on what I want next year to look like, and particularly what I want next year to look like as a reader. I'm going to be putting my Goodreads goal at 100 books. So I really would like to read 100 books next year. Now this year I totally failed. I wasn't really tracking my reads very much. I wasn't reading as actively. Starting my booktube channel has definitely helped that and has gotten me very much more focused on reading than I had been in the past. I've always read as a hobby, but especially after I changed jobs from one where I could read all night basically, or all day while I did paperwork, to a job that has some downtime and I can read at my desk, but definitely not the levels that I was before. I'd really kind of gotten out of reading as much, and I really want to get back into it because reading is my passion. So 100 books is what I want to read next month, or not next month, oh god, next year, 2019. I want to read 100 books. There's a couple things caveats I want to add that I haven't done this year that I really want to do and I think are important. Number one is I want to start reading books that are on my shelf. I don't generally take pictures of my house because, as I've mentioned before, it's a trailer, it's very small, and it's very cramped. It's not very photogenic, it's not very pretty. So I don't take pictures on my shelves, but I have so many books. We have 4 shelves that are overflowing. I mean, filled, in some cases layered with books. And then the tops of them are as high with books as we can. I've got books on my dresser. I've just got books everywhere. And I really need to start going through and reading what I have because I don't generally keep books after I finish them. There are some that I do that are personal favorites or really meaningful, but most of the books I have I've accumulated over the years. People have gifted to me, and I don't need as many books as I have. I have a friend in Oklahoma who I'm going to be sending some books to, but in general, I just need to declutter my house by reading some books. So my goal is at least 1 book from my shelf every month. On a similar note, my Kindle. I have this gorgeous Kindle. It's an older version, and I rarely used it this year. I got it 2 years ago maybe, and when I first got it, I was just crazy about it. I signed up to all those newsletters where you get free books, and I downloaded probably 1,000 books onto my Kindle. Now, this is actually a hand-me-down Kindle from my sister, so there was actually some left over from hers as well. And so I have probably 1,000 books on this Kindle. And this year I really haven't read too many books from it. So my other goal is not only to read a book a month from my shelf, but a book a month from my Kindle. And especially because I do reviews and I want to kind of be better at helping the indie author community. I know a lot of the books on my Kindle are from indie authors, and I want to be able to help them by leaving honest reviews of their book. And also, of course, by talking to everybody on my YouTube channel about these books, especially if they're good, or if I find them good. That can get kind of tricky and challenging because I am very pro indie author. Obviously, I am one. But finding stuff that I really enjoy reading from other indies, it's pretty hit or miss, I'm not going to lie. Now, that's sometimes true with other books as far as just maybe it's not to my taste. But with indies, you also sometimes have a quality issue. Not always. And I don't want to imply that that is a huge thing, but it can be. Because everybody can put out books, not everybody pays as much attention to the editing. And I have read a couple of the free books that I downloaded on my Kindle where it was one in particular I remember reading, and it made no sense. There was no story. It was a very short book. It was probably 30 pages, and it was all a telling type thing. There was no showing, no story, and nothing in it made any sense. And I was just so sad. So this year, I do want to read a book for my shelf and a Kindle book and 100 total books this year. So I'm really excited. That is my big goal. I will be doing book reviews on the books that I finish. And probably not every single book I finish, but a lot of them. My goal and plan is to do book reviews on Mondays. However, if I'm reading 100 books, I might have to add an additional book review now and then, because obviously if I do it every week, that's only 52 and half the books that I'm reading. So yeah, I'm going to be doing book reviews at least on Mondays and probably more than Mondays, and sharing with you the books that I'm reading. Hopefully it's a good year and they're good. There are a lot of books I already know I want to read from the library. So I'm so excited about several books that are on my to be read list. I am still going to be reading a lot of library books despite wanting to read books for my shelves and for my Kindle, because a lot of the stuff I have is older and I am a bit of a mood reader. And when I got a lot of the books on my shelves, like 90% of them are romance. And while I love me some romance, it isn't always what I'm in the mood for. So I think one romance from my shelf a month will probably be enough. And then I can focus on the other books that I'm really passionate about reading, that I'm interested in, particularly the ones that I found on BookTube. Because one of my challenges is every time I watch people's TBRs and wrap-ups, I'm like, oh, that book sounds amazing. I gotta add it to my TBR. So my TBR just keeps growing. I definitely have plenty of books that need read. So yeah, I would love to know what your reading goals are, if you have any. How many books? Are you going to try to read more Kindle books? Are you going to try to read more audiobooks? What are you hoping to do? Also, I may add audiobooks to my goals. I'm waiting. Long story short, we have a new gym opening up. And I would really like a membership, because even though I do work out, right now I'm not working out in a gym. The gym I was part of ended up being a little costly, and we've had to kind of budget a little bit more this year. So we dropped our gym membership, but there's a new one opening up with a little bit better hours and lower cost. If I can get on there, I will probably add audiobooks, an audiobook goal of like one audiobook a month, because I have an MP3 player, if it still works. And for a while I was like listening to a book a month, or more, actually it was like a book a week, while I was working out. But again, that's been a while. So definitely more formats, definitely more books. I'm excited. 2019 is going to be a good reading year. I hope it is for you as well. Again, comment your goals. Social media is down there. Like and subscribe. See y'all next time. Bye.